Okay. Welcome to I Am Healthy. I am your host, Pam Grace, and this is the #1 podcast for all things health, wealth, and entrepreneurship. Let's go. Yes, let's go. Let's get into it. I am so excited to have officially launched the I Am Healthy podcast. This podcast is powered by DiscoverU Health and also sponsored by DiscoverU Health as well. And for those who don't know what DiscoverU Health is, we are a concierge medicine practice that's dedicated on preventative health. So all of our services integrated. So we have primary care, mental health, women's health, chronic care management, urgent care services, and all these services are accessible to our members. So if you're interested in becoming a member or becoming a business partner, you're more than welcome to do so and learn more about our services. We are based in the DMV area, so DC, Maryland, and North Virginia area is who we support and service. And so in about a month, our new website is launching. So you'll get all new brand, all new services information. But if you're interested in what we're doing right now, feel free to visit discoveruhealth.net to get more information. But I will be sharing progressive news in the next couple of weeks, so you can be excited and be aware of what's happening with the organization and when the new website launches.
I love that.
Yay. Super happy about that. And for those who don't know, that's my other brand. You know what I mean? So
Right.
that's me. I'm super excited. And yeah, that's my baby. That's my baby, and it's my new baby. So I've just been making babies, that's what we're doing.
Let's get it.
So I have an icon in the building today. Icon living. All my guests I identify as icons. I believe that we're all gifted. We're all divine creatures. We were chosen for a time such as this. And for those who are tapping into their gifts, and I feel like we all have multiple gifts, but this is a platform we're able to explore what that looks like, what your journey looks like. And we have none other than Kiara Quick, better known as Fashion Mermaid. Yes, better known as Fashion Mermaid, but she's an author now, so get to know her government name as well. So who is Kiara, and who is the Fashion Mermaid, if you can share?
Yes, they are definitely two different people.
Yeah.
Fashion Mermaid is like, I really morph into somebody else, because it's not me, it's not being me, but it's also like putting on, I'm very like, I love to say I go under the sea when I'm Fashion Mermaid character, like, because it's very whimsical. I know how to work a crowd. I'm very extroverted when I'm Fashion Mermaid. And honestly, when I'm Kiara, I'm really introverted. I'm the most extroverted introvert that you'll ever meet. Like,
Yeah.
I prefer to be in the house and just chilling and just being by myself. But I do know that the businesses that I have, and I have to go out, I have to network, I have to be able to speak to people in a room, I have to be able to be social. So I do put on like this mask when I'm out as Fashion Mermaid, so that to allow myself to, be out in the universe and be around other people. So, yeah.
Yeah. And so for those who know her and who have experienced this majestic, like you said, what'd you say? Whimsical,
Yes.
whimsical creature, the lady under the sea. I'm sure everybody can attest to the fact that they get this welcoming vibe from you, this social butterfly, this beautiful lady with a big smile, and like you feel like you're her friend. So you probably got a lot of people that be like, "Yo, that's my homegirl, that's my sis."
I
Like,
do. You know, the weird thing is, for my birthday, there were a few people who reached out to me and was kind of upset that they didn't get an invite to my birthday, and I'm like, well, I know you, but I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, we not on that level. If you're not in my group chat, like, you won't be getting an invite to my birthday. So I do feel like when I'm out and I have to be social and I have that Fashion Mermaid mask on, I'm definitely very inviting and I make people feel like we are friends. But it's at this time we're good. And then but you're not in my day to day. So I really had to let people know, like, this is where we lie. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know me from social media. You don't know me personally. So
Yeah. Listen, if you're not group chat verified,
You know what I'm saying?
That's the whole thing. Like, if we ain't kicking in a group chat, if you ain't got my celly, like if I can't hit your line up, now
Yeah.
it ain't that.
But I understand how the lines can get blurred though, because I am one of those influencers who like to reply back to people when they DM me. I don't want to come off as a bitch, if I can say that. I want to come off as somebody who is welcoming, who speaks to everyone. But there is a line that you have to like kind of establish with people sometimes, so
Yes, and that really goes into just like wellness, right? Like, how are you able to like socially engage and protect your mental health and protect your peace, and also the sanctity or of your private life? You know what I mean? There's some aspects of you that is private and is only accessible to some key people, and those people are handpicked. Some people are given to you through various aspects, maybe family, blood, whatever. But even then, at a certain age, you get to picking like, all right, I'm gonna rock with you, but I'm not banging with you, So you get to a point in your life where you're really curating your family, if that makes sense. And so how have you been able to effectively establish boundaries, whether it's professionally, maybe have professional relationships that want to be more intimate, or, kind of want to get access in a way you're like, hold up, wait a minute. Or you have like friends or family that may kind of, blur the line or try to, like, let's just talk about boundaries and how you navigated that.
yeah. I love how you put wellness into that. That's
Mhm.
definitely true. And I do believe that since COVID hit, everybody is like into this wellness and making sure they do self-care. Even jobs now are like putting that into their benefits, wellness. So I love that. I am the type of person who I set boundaries and I stick to my boundaries, and people know that. I don't care who you are. I have boundaries with my daughter. Like, there have been, she crossed a boundary. Okay, it's time for you to go to your daddy now because we need a second, like stuff like that. So I really do think now in this time where you have um it's social media is such a thing now, and you're just looking at it, you're looking at where people are, and like, I should be doing that and I should be doing this. It's like really good to set boundaries, and like also, reset, recharge. Sometimes you just doing too much. I'm actually somewhere right now where I'm recharging because I felt like since the book dropped, we'll get into that. But since the book dropped, I just felt like I'm so all over the place. And so I'm not talking to nobody right now. It's like I'm gone. I'll see y'all when I get back. Like, one of my friends' birthday is tomorrow. I'm coming back home for the birthday and I'm leaving again because that's the boundary for me. I'm not going to miss my girl birthday, but I'm also not in a space where where I need to be home because I need to recharge.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I don't play when it comes to my self care and my boundaries. So I don't care who you are.
Right. And shout out to the friend whose birthday coming up. You a real one for saying, I'm on break, but I'm about to pop in, show
Yeah.
you love, pour on you, love on you, celebrate, and then I'm out again. Like, that is, to me, loyalty. That is like commitment. That's love. And you don't have to do that. You can be like, you know what, I'm out of town. It doesn't work on my schedule right now, but I'm gonna see you when I get back and I'll take you out. It could have been that kind of conversation, but the fact was like, no, this is somebody that I care about, and I'm gonna make these sacrifices or adjustments, but at the same time, I'm still honor me. You know what I mean? And so that's a beautiful example of how you've been able to actually balance it in real life time. Like, this is happening.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's lit. That's lit. Y'all find you some good friends.
I know, right? I love my girl gang. We post each
Yeah.
other all the time, and people like reach out to us and like, oh my God, I really wish I had friends like this.
Mhm.
So it's very important to like find your girl gang. I really feel like now is the
Mhm.
time for you to like really get out. I think women, we are at a point where we are encouraging each other, and we want to get to know one another. So, if there's an opportunity for you to get out and network and, get you a girl gang, you better do it because you can't have mine.
She said these ones is accounted for. So
Yeah.
that's funny. But even talking about that and being adults, like navigating friendships, is known to be challenging a little bit, right? It's like, okay, everybody already got their clicks. Like you just say, I got my girl gang, so find yours. But it's like, I'm having a hard time actually having quality friendships. Or maybe I've had some friendships from back in the day, but we don't align anymore. And I'm looking for people at where I am or that are going in the place that I'm going. But then at the same time, people are busy, they got kids, they got relationships, they probably got current friends. It's like, how do you establish new friendships if you have experience in that and actually having it work?
Yeah.
Versus like I got your number locked in, but we don't talk, we don't rock yet.
I feel like, saying that people don't have time, I feel like we have time for what we want to have time for. I was just telling my friend the other day, I was like, if I really was to tell somebody what I do on a day to day, they would be like, how the hell you still living? Like, but I take time, I drop stuff, and I've heard, I think it was Ronnie Brown. She said, if you think that you about to complete all 10 things on your to-do list, you're crazy.
Mhm.
You might have 10 things on your to-do list, 3 might get done, and be okay with that. It's still here. You know what I'm saying? So you have to take time away from your day-to-day life and just say, okay, I'm choosing me right now, and I'm choosing to hang out with my friends, or I'm choosing to date, or I'm choosing whatever it is that you're choosing to do. It's a choice. You have to choose to do it. And I think once we have that mindset and we decide that I come first and whatever I want to do come first,
Yeah.
you'll be able to do that. I love meeting new people. And I say you can't have my friends, but y'all can hang out with us. It's so funny because I randomly had a person, like, me and my friends were out. This person randomly sent me a DM and was like, can I pull up on you and your friends? And like, she's been following me for a while. And I said, yeah. I showed her, she came out, she brought everybody around the shots. It was cool. So it's like, sometimes you gotta shoot your shot. It might land.
Mm, shoot your shot.
The shot.
Okay, listen, if it ain't about playing ball, I don't know what it is, because you gotta have a play, aka strategy. You gotta run the play. You might get some blocks. Somebody might, you might not, it might not work, but you gotta keep going at it. You know what I'm saying? So um, anyways, I like sports. Especially basketball. But yes, I want to talk with you. I know that you're an entrepreneur. I know that you're a mother. Um, and many people, I guess, may have learned about Fashion Mermaid. You have the personality of Fashion Mermaid, this influencer, this social media socialite, in the DMV and shoot, nationally. I know you be traveling, but definitely the DMV, we know who you are. Um, but some people may not know that you have athletic wear, athleisure wear. Can you talk about how Fashion Mermaid kind of was birthed from health or your health experience for some people that don't know how that came to fruition?
Yeah. So honestly, I feel like it's the other way around. I think people have just started looking, seeing me as an influencer, as a socialite, because Fashion Mermaid came about first, and that was surrounding the apparel.
Mhm.
That's how I got my audience. I built my following from my athleisure wear.
Mhm.
I was pregnant with my daughter. I had reached up to 200 pounds. I wanted to get the weight off of me. And at that time, we didn't have like all these cute athletic, companies now where the things are, they make a cute athletic wear. And I was like, I don't want to go to the gym with sweatpants and the tank top on. I want to be cute. I want to be cute in everything that I do, even when I go to the grocery store, baby. So I started creating my own, and then for my own self-esteem. I've never had self-esteem issues, but having a kid, your body not the same. I was just like, whoo, I need to, so I just started creating my own athleisure wear, and I would wear it and people would ask me where I got it from. And I'm like, oh, this all me right here. And it kind of birthed a business. I wasn't even going into it and thinking about that. And so here we are. I feel like last year, no, when COVID hit, I had to pivot. When COVID hit, I pivot, and that's when I started to allow people to get to know who Kiara is, the person behind the brand. Because I kind of lost, I had to cancel my fashion show like literally the day before. Like all the money spent on it. It was at Duke's Ellington School. Like it was gonna be major. And I just had to, completely like cancel it. So that kind of like put me in a space of I ain't feeling this right now. I wasn't feeling creative. So I had to pivot and just I took a year off of doing, my leisure wear altogether. So I'm like, okay, well, you still got to be relevant. So what you about to post? You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I started getting into like showing people my style and letting them get to know who I am. And that's when I birthed my travel blog during this time, because I was already always traveling. It wasn't something that I was putting out there. And so I'm like, well, I'm just naturally doing this. So let's just, take them on the journey of my travel. Now I have a travel blog. So yeah.
So, so from what I understand, you were pregnant, a mother, and you gained weight. How much weight did you gain at the time of your pregnancy?
I
And
gained like
do you know what you started with, and maybe like
I
how
was
you
120 pounds before having a baby, and I was 200 at the end. So that's,
Oh wow.
and she came out 4 pounds. So where was that? I don't understand.
Oh, wow. And for those people, for those women who are, who are pregnant and who are not pregnant, but there's like, oh, I was at this weight at high school, or I was at this weight at a certain point in their life. And then before they know it, like you said, 80 pounds later, 60, 50, 20, whatever the pound is, but there's that level of discomfort. And now you're trying to get back into who am I? How do I reclaim my identity? How do I reclaim my health? How do I start feeling sexy again? Um, and that is where Fashion Mermaid came from, right? That's what I'm hearing.
That is correct.
Okay,
I
okay.
think it got
And
sexy. I didn't feel like me. I didn't feel sexy.
mhm,
I didn't want to go to the gym and not feel sexy, you know.
right, right, right. And so for those, is fashion, can you people still access the apparel? Is it accessible at this time or no?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
I actually this year
Mhm.
I brought Fashion Mermaid Athleisure Apparel right on back, and everybody who was rocking with me when I, finally launched. I had so many people like, we're waiting for the apparel and we need another fashion show, so I definitely have people who are huge fans of my athletic wear. And then when I think I dropped beginning of this year, they sold me out. Like
Mm,
they was waiting for it. And I'm like, I love y'all.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. So I guess you got to follow at Fashion Mermaid to see when the new drop is going to come, because clearly she has loyal, I won't even say fans, loyal supporters that
Right.
have been watching the journey and have been committed to seeing her successful. So when she drops the next, next line, the next,
Turn the notification on.
look at, okay, there you go. Turn the notifications so you can be first to access that, because it will go. Um, and myself included, I need to access a piece, Lisa. Now I'm into yoga now, so I'm really pressed. Like, I need to know,
Yes.
so
2-piece yoga sets. I got you.
yes, yes, yes. So now I'm like, I feel like I needed some clothes. Um, so yeah, that's super beautiful. And it's what I heard was that you pivot. When life happens and it creates a unexpected barrier. You put this money up for this fashion show. You were excited. You did promo. You ready to go. Like, to host an event is a big deal. Let
Ugh.
alone to get the apparel and all this other stuff, and then for it to come to a screeching halt at
Yeah.
no like at no fault to your own. It wasn't because you didn't have the bread or this and this happened. It was like everything on your end within your power was taken care of, but something unforeseen occurred, which caused a stop to what was gonna be an exciting moment for you. And what I heard you say was that you had to take a minute. You had to take a minute to recalibrate, because that wasn't
No.
an easy blow. You know what I mean? And then you didn't have the next plan, because you had the game plan for the play that you was gonna run. Okay, I'm gonna hit this number of sales. I'm gonna do this. I got this marketing material. And then when that didn't happen, it's like, now what? Why do you feel it was so important for you to take that moment, that year, to not push the athleisure wear, the brand, but to focus on Kiara, the woman? Like, why was that? Why did you see that as the most important decision that you had to make for your wellness, peace of mind? Like,
Yeah.
mhm,
So at that moment, I really felt defeated, and I had to take a second, clear out all the noise, because I had refunded everybody that purchased the ticket their money back. I just felt like it was a it was better for me as a businesswoman to do that, even though everybody knew that it was not, it was unforeseen, it wasn't my fault. Um, and everybody actually appreciated that because I still dropped the line. It wasn't a fashion show, but I still put the line on my website and people still purchased it. But it just, that wasn't my execution. Um, so I felt like in that moment, just I had to pray. I'm like, oh my God, okay, what do I do next? Because I knew what I was going to do after the show. It was up from here, but it's down right now. You know what I'm saying? So, and I feel like it just came to me like, okay, everybody know about Fashion Mermaid, Athleisure Apparel. They're gonna be here. They waiting for it to drop. They are going to be patient with you and allow you to take this moment. But at this time, it's good. It's the right time for you to allow people to know who you are, who is the person behind the brand, because people buying Fashion Mermaid because they know you, because they like you.
Mm,
They like, the person behind it. You
yeah.
for your brand. So allow them to get to know who you are.
Yeah. So the power of you, it is what has just, when you just was talking, I was like, okay, the power of you. How has launching yourself to the forefront elevated Fashion Mermaid?
Oh, I feel like it has really elevated. Like I feel like people wake up and go straight to my stories to see what I got going
Those
on.
applications on for real.
No, for real, like my stories be lit. I put people in a little bit into my life in my stories, and I've seen that my story views have like blown up. And
Mm,
so I could tell that people really want to know who you are, and they interested, and they want to know that you're a real person, and they want to know that they can hang with you and that you're relatable. And so I feel like it has really helped. I think I had hit like a plateau with my following at 11K. Once I started pushing me and who I am, I'm now at 14K.
mhm.
So it's like I really do feel like people are investing in who I am. So, I no longer feel like I need to use models for Fashion Mermaid. I'm the model. I wear my clothes and I talk about what I got on. I'm rocking me. So I feel, that is what birthed this today. Like COVID was definitely a punch. But I really feel like it allowed me to be out in the front line and show people who I am and who the person is behind the brand. She's a real woman. And she go through the day-to-day things that you all go through.
Absolutely, absolutely. I have definitely witnessed, your consistency and your intentionality in the brand. Because to be honest, I almost forgot you had a athleisure line.
Yeah.
To be honest, because I remember when we met with Flex and Lex, you sold your apparel, and so that's kind of how I met you, was introduced to you. And I think me and my friend and I was supposed to go to an event of yours, but something happened, wasn't able to make it. But um, nonetheless, girl, I totally forgot about it, and so I had to research and remember, like, what is Fashion Mermaid. One, it's an apparel, but then you have the Fashion Mermaid, the woman, like the one
Yeah.
that's living, walking, breathing, this icon, this social butterfly. And so it's so interesting how that has morphed, and I'd be excited to see you. No lie, like I'm like, oh, wow,
I
she's
love
so
it.
pretty, and
Yeah.
like, just having a good old time.
I love it. I love the fact that people are invested in the me now, and I think
Yeah.
that that's a good decision for me to make. Like you said, people forgot I have athleisure wear, and now I'm pushing it again. I'm pushing it again, but now I'm pushing it, and I'm still showing me. I'm not just pushing the apparel. It's like I'm in the apparel. This is
Mm,
me. So I really love that. At one point during my pivot though and showing people me, I felt like I got lost because I'm like, this isn't really my content. I felt like I started showing people what I wear, showing them what I'm wearing and stuff like that. I'm like, well, I mean, I do what I do, fashionable, but I ain't the one that's telling you how to dress or like giving you recommendations. So I just felt like I was losing myself just a little bit in doing that because I'm trying to again stay relevant because I
mm,
don't have the athleisure wear, and that was my content, my
mm.
athleisure wear, me working out, stuff like that. Um, but I found it and I got my rhythm now. So it's going good.
Yes. I think that's also really important to highlight. the getting lost period and coming back. You know what I mean? Like this whole entrepreneurship is a journey. Life is a journey. But the fact that you're so self-aware to be like, wait a minute, I'm losing myself. Who
Yeah.
am I? What do I like? And what do I like about this new stuff? What do I miss about this old thing? And how can I make,
Yes.
how can I make content that really resonate with me first? You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Versus the audience first. And so, I really think that that is a key to your success, to be honest, is the fact that you're so attuned to yourself. How has maybe faith um influenced that as well in those moments where you were lost or didn't know which way to go, or like how has faith influenced you?
Oh, that is the one all end all be all, the faith. Because let me tell you, if I didn't have it,
Yeah,
um, we're gonna talk about the book in a little bit. But
yeah.
faith, I feel like, has always been there with me. That is just the main thing that I keep. I wake up, pray, I ask God to lead my day every day.
Mm,
So in those moments where I do have that foggy moments or I feel like I'm losing myself, I have to, take a step back and pray and ask myself specific questions, so I can come back to the center of me and the heart of me. Because I feel like it shows when you aren't being authentically yourself. It comes across, and that content not going to get as much, views, because you're not. This is not you. This is not what you do. So.
mhm. Absolutely. And in regards to health again, how have you been able to, what do you do for your mental health? I know for your physical health, I know you're active and physical and wearing your brand, but what do you do for your mental health?
For my mental health, honestly, traveling is one of the big things that I do for my mental health, because when I'm home, I feel like I'm always doing something. I actually developed dry eyes, and I started getting, like, my eyes started becoming puffy because I was just not getting enough sleep. I'm on the computer all the time, so literally when I hop on a plane, I
Mm.
leave it all behind me. I can't help you. I'm not home. I'm so serious. Like, I know my daughter is in the best care. I'm not worried about, what is going on with her. I'm gonna check on her, of course, but it's like I literally I'm not here. I really like take a second to decompress and
Mhm.
reset, recharge. Like I said, right now I'm not home because I just needed that moment.
Yeah,
I can't get that at home. It's always something. I got something to do.
yeah, yeah. No, traveling is it is something about traveling. People act brand new when they travel, boy.
Listen, rip me off the
It's
plane.
Look, new names and everything, child. People be brand new. And
Yeah.
I get it because you're literally are able to be your truest form when when you're abroad. I feel like you don't have, like you said, the life elements on your shoulder. You're like the freest sometimes that you've ever been, and that's why it's so euphoric and so electric and energizing. It's like, woo,
Yes.
I'm out here just you
Living.
right, just living. I love that. So for sure, I can definitely see travel being a great release. When you're home and you do have like the demands of day to day, is there any like tip that you may have or any best practice that you have that kind of allows you maybe to feel maybe not exactly what you feel when you travel, but just still allows you to have
Um,
a
I just started journaling. And so I think that has helped me recently. It's something I said I wanted to do, but I just never did. So I started journaling, and I have like a space in my room where I can go to be calm and just. I love candles too, so I like candles. I have like a table in my room full of candles, so I like candles. I'll meditate, pray. I also like to support some of our local brands who does facials or who pedicures. Like I go get like a mini day spa for me and just kind of act like I'm out of town, like going to get your nails done, your feet done. And I really like I'm just relaxed. But it's just me and my daughter at home. So when she goes with her dad, I take those moments. Honestly, I don't go out in the DMV anymore. I only go out if I have an event. If I'm invited, you know, I mean, you can call me bougie if you want to, but if it ain't an exclusive invite, I ain't going because I just feel like um I'd rather be home and enjoying me and my space and my peace. That's just where I'm at. And so if
Yeah.
I don't have to leave out my house, I'm not going to. I love being in the house by myself. So that
Right.
is my safe space, I don't really condone having a lot of TV. So I don't have TVs everywhere in my house. I'm literally in my house, it's quiet and I can think, I can hear from God. So, your home should be your safe space.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we're gonna get into the big news, man. We talking about Unmasked. If you heard in the beginning, we talked about yes, Unmasked. Introduce it, love.
So, Unmasked is a story about love, loss, and growth. Um,
Mhm.
this God been put this book inside of me like 5 years ago, probably. But I'm a mathematician. I have a degree in math. I'm not a writer. I don't care to write papers. So when it came to me, I'm just like, okay, how am I about to get this done? Like, I don't even like to draft up an email, you know? So, um, but when I turned 33 last year, my Jesus year, it was like, now is the time. It is
Mm,
now time for you to tell your story because I was at a point where I felt like I haven't reached my peak yet. There's a
mhm,
there's another level for me, and the only way for me to get that was to write this book
mm,
because there were things I need to get out to heal from, and so one of my friends, she is amazing. She wrote some of my papers in college, and she was just like, "I can be your ghostwriter." Like, you know what? I need yes, yes, yes. Like, let's make this happen. So, I talked out my story to her, and she put it on paper.
wow.
Um, and it was magical. It was beautiful. Like that whole process was, I just couldn't believe it. I'm like, oh my God, this is really happening, through the edits. And also during the time of writing this book, people who are in my book started to resurface back into my life. It's like, hmm, what is happening here? Like, is it so that I can remember certain things? Is it is this? I don't know. It was like, what's the word I'm looking for? Shoot. Okay, whatever. But um deja vu. There we go.
Yeah.
Deja vu. It was almost like I was these people just coming back in my life. Like after I would talk about somebody would randomly send me a message on
Mm.
DM, on Messenger, on like just trying to you know, just like, what is happening? It was crazy. So
Wow, it sounds like purification, like a journey of healing, but then also like purifying whatever that was there that probably you didn't know needed some extra attention or that you needed a release or you needed to talk to somebody. I don't know. But that's what I get. It's like a purification, like unmasking, you know, like removing the veil, like your eyes, everything is just, and you're seeing everything.
exactly.
Yeah.
I laid it all out.
Mm.
I reached 100 book sales like within the first 2 weeks. I did a pre-sale. My pre-orders were amazing. I think people were very interested to get to know who I am and my story because I don't talk about me or anything that I've gone through or anything that has happened in my life to anyone. I give everybody surface level me. Um,
Mhm.
and even my friends, they'll say, people call me a mystery. I don't really know you. Like I know you, but I don't really know you. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I just don't live my life like that. I am who I am. Whatever I went through, I have overcome. I'm happy. I'm not that person, but I understood that there were certain things um that I needed to get over in order to have relationships, like personal relationships, like dating relationships. Um,
Mhm.
and so this book, it was like a lot of people now say they understand me, who I am and how I am the way I am. And
Wow.
yeah, because of the things that they were able to read about me. And I say if anybody want to know about me, read the book because I'm not gonna verbally talk about, I'm just
Mm.
not that person.
Yeah. Yeah. Ye Huh. So how has that process, I know it was a touchy process for you because you said you had the vision for 5 years and it took you a minute to do it. So it's clearly not something you was jumping to do right away. You had to kind
Right.
of be like, girl, sit your butt down and do this thing. How
Right.
has that process of going back, writing or saying it audioly and hearing those stories back and almost reliving it? Because like you said, people came back into your life.
Yeah.
How was that? Was it frightening for you? Uh, were you ready now? Did you feel like you were ready to kind of like, okay, face things head on? Like,
Yeah. I definitely felt like I was ready. Um, in those moments, I never felt afraid. I really didn't feel anything. I knew I needed to get it out. And
mm,
so, um, to me, I was like, dang, this really happened. Like sometimes you forget about stuff. It happened a long time ago. You're no longer thinking about it. You are doing and it's like, oh my God, I really overcame that. Like this really happened. So I had those type of moments. Now that the book is out, my thought has been, okay, well, when somebody realize I'm talking about them in this book, how they gonna feel? um, Now what I can say is in this book, I tried not to tell someone else's story. I made sure I focus more on me. However, there are people, of course, throughout my life who has been in my life and you came, so at some point I have to talk about you, but I'm not getting into your story.
right.
Anything that was affecting me when it came to our relationship is what is in the book. So, um, just kind of wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah, I mean, listen, disclaimer. This is her story, unmasked,
Sorry.
by Kiara Quick. It's not anybody
Not
else's
about anybody
story.
else. It's so
Right.
funny 'cause I was like, I feel like Tay Diggs, of The Best Man, like where everybody read and they try to figure out who
Oh, well, she talking about you.
it was so different. I was like,
Yes.
Lord, because I got a phone call from someone and they was like, okay, I know who this is. I can't figure out who is Mary. Who is Mary? I'm like, don't even be trying to figure that all that out.
Right, right, right. Look, it's gonna remain a mystery. What you could piece together, you can. If you can't,
Exactly, exactly.
that's the beauty of the book. But how has being unmasked, now that it is released, now this book is out, now that you have put it all on the table and viewers, individuals that are interested or want to know more can read about you, how will this book elevate you, or what do you want this book to do for people and for yourself professionally?
Honestly, this book was a healing book for me. I really want people to understand. And I've gotten so many people sending me messages saying that thank you for telling your story. I've wanted to tell my story, but embarrassed. I'm like, don't be embarrassed. Someone is waiting for you to tell your story so that they can have a voice. So I feel like I'm a voice for people who have gone through some of the things I went through. I want people to know that, and even in my book, I put, don't feel sorry for me, don't feel sad for me. Like these things were supposed to happen because I'm supposed to break generational curses. If it didn't,
Mm,
like it had to stop somewhere. And until things that happen generationally, you can't run from them. They're going to come to you. But are you the one to say it ends here? You know what I'm saying? So that so that is what my story is. It ends with me. Yes, I had to go through these things because it was ordered. It was ordered in my step to go through it, but
yeah.
it ends here. It's not going to continue. So that is what my book is, and I hope that's what other people gather from it. I am starting a mass podcast,
Okay.
and I do plan on this book, opening so many doors for me to do speaking engagements, for me to have book interviews. So I really do feel like the responses that I'm getting is that's what's happening. Like people are saying, oh, I can see Netflix movie. I'm like, okay, well, manifest it for me because I wasn't thinking about all that. Manifest
Yes. Yes. So I do not have the book yet, but my book is on the way. So I cannot wait to access the book. And maybe we can do a quick live session or something really small and talk about the book. When I may have some few questions or
Let's
I
do
don't know,
it.
if whatever that makes you feel comfortable. But
Love
uh
that. I'm open to that. And like I
okay.
said, I'm also going to have a podcast surrounding the book. Initially it's going to surround the book and I'm going to allow people to ask me questions. I'm going to talk about the book. Um, and then of course it's going to birth into other topics. But I'm so open to talk about. I mean, ain't no point in me being shy now. It's out.
Okay.
Like it's out.
It's out. No, that is beautiful. So you mentioned that um Fashion Mermaid is like this mask. And now that you're unmasked with Kiara Quick, the story, the woman. And so people are going to have the ability to experience both sides. We know there's more than two sides, we know that it's more than duality, I understand that. But minimally, they'll be able to see the author, hear the story behind the woman, as well as experience this fashion icon, this beautiful businesswoman. And so I'm excited for people to be on that journey with you. If you do not have the book, let's support the sis. It is on Amazon. Like, we have to support the book. She said she had 100 sales in the first week. Let's make that thousands of sales, 5, 10, 20. Like, we have to, as a community, have to support our own. I think it's about $25 for a copy. This is going to her. She got to pay Amazon something, and then a little bit come to her. So let's pour into her pocketbook. Let's pour into her the fact that she sold her story to the world. So minimally we could do is get the book, support it, read it, and hopefully you're able to unmask yourself as well. Hopefully you're able to go on that journey of rediscovery, going into those spaces that you've kind of left away. As she said, it's like, I operate like, I'm not going to talk about the past. I moved on from that. I moved on from that. I'm living in the now, which is true. But sometimes you may have to look back real quick. And this is that look back moment, but we ain't staying back for sure. We are going forward, upward and onward. And I think in healing herself and unmasking, it's almost like the butterfly when they're coming out their cocoon and, like, you're going to see her out here.
Caterpillar.
Yes, you're going to see Fashion Mermaid in various cities near you, talking and speaking. As she said, we're going to speak it into life. She's going to be on television. She's going to be everywhere that she's supposed to be in order to touch as many people as she's supposed to. So if you're one of these people that have been curious and like, hey, who is she? Or if you've never met her before, go into her social media, get to learn about her, purchase the book, support. Is there anything that you feel that you want people to like just take away from this? Like, if you can't get any nugget at all, this is the nugget that I want you to go away with.
This is an insert in my book, and I use this all the time. I actually just got it tattooed on my back.
Mm-hmm.
And I always say nothing stops you unless you let it. I don't care how bad it gets. Your mental, if you allow this to get to you, it's something that you allow. I always say you got to go through the bad to appreciate the good. So just know that it's not all bad. There is a light at the end of the tunnel, and don't allow any barriers to get you down, because you are meant to stand tall. You are meant to be on this earth. You are here for a reason. And I always tell people that, and I know people don't really like to talk about death, but I'm not afraid of it, because I know I'm on here for a certain amount of time. I'm here to do whatever he called me to do. So that's what I'm doing. And when it's time for me to go, I would have left my footprints. And so leave your footprints, sis.
Footprint. So that leads to a question that I want to ask. How would you like to be remembered?
Ooh, that's right in here.
Okay. Yes. Come on, reading from the book. Okay, I love it.
I have in here, I want to be remembered as a unique, logical, and creative thinker. One who broke generational curses and paved the way for my kids and grandkids. Someone who was a risk taker and worked hard for all that I received. I'm going to end with this. I am definitely trying to leave an indelible mark on this world, and I know I have already started leaving those footprints.
Wow.
Love, Fashion Mermaid.
Yes. See, that's why we need to document things. This is a book that her daughter will have, her grandkids will have. You know what I mean? We have to document what we're doing. And so because that's how you want to be remembered. That is how you'll be remembered. You know what I mean? And so I am in all of you because we talked about this back in, I think October. We had a conversation. He was like, "Yeah, I'm writing a book." And child, the book is here.
You
Okay.
know,
It's here for order. You get what I'm saying? So that's talking about, this is also evidence of the woman that she is. She don't just speak about it. She also puts an action and plan and makes her dreams a reality. And you can do the same. You can make your dreams a reality. You can start with the vision. You can start with the idea, but at some point you got to put in that work, right? And then after that work, and it comes to life, there's more work, right? And so you have to be willing to engage and take those courageous steps on a daily basis. And so we are just so proud of you and so proud that you shared your story. We have a few questions before we close, and then we're gonna call it a wrap. So before we call it a wrap, what does success mean to you?
uh, success means to me, success means freedom. It don't even have anything to do with money. Just the fact that I can decide to leave and take a break. That's success to me.
Okay, okay. What are three things that you had to release in order to create a successful life or maintain a successful life? What are those three things you had to release?
Oh, I had to release people. Um, I had to release fear, and I also had to release thinking that I'm going to lose myself in that, you know, in that healing process.
Okay, okay. So if you don't mind finishing the sentence for us, I am.
I am a generational curse breaker.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Well, I want to say something. I'm gonna just let that be. Okay. I will.
I will be successful and pave the way for my kids. I only got one
Mm.
right now, but you know, might be having more.
Hey, I love that. Okay. I can.
I can live unapologetically as a mom. I can live as a businesswoman. I can live and choose to do whatever the hell I want to
Period.
do. Period.
Okay. Exclamation. Whatever. I know. I know for sure.
I know for sure that I was put on this earth again to break generational curses,
Mhm.
and to allow people to know that you don't have to conform to society.
Love is.
Love is pure.
Love is pure. Oh wow. I love everything you said. I love it. I love it. I love it. Guys, this concludes the I Am Healthy podcast segment with Kiara Quick, author Kiara Quick of the book Unmasked, available now on Amazon as
And
well. And where?
Barnes and Noble. Barnes and
Hey,
Noble.
Barnes and Nobles. Barnes and Nobles. That's big time. Listen, no shade to Amazon, but ain't nothing like going to the store. You should have told me, girl. I would have been got to the store and I'm up here trying to do some Amazon. But anyway, Barnes and Nobles, you can walk in, touch the physical book, and purchase it old school. I still love that myself. Or you can go to Amazon, it can be delivered right at your door. Either way, you can access this book. Um, yeah, is there anything else that is coming down the line that you want people to know? Definitely follow her on all her social media platforms at Fashion Mermaid.
Yes. So like I said, I have my podcast that is about to be birthed.
Okay. Okay.
Podcast. I am actually have my first recording July 30th, so I'm super excited for that. I'm excited for where that's going to take me. And that's the next thing. There are a few other things, but I don't kind of want to put it out there yet, but
Listen.
yes, one of the things is unmasked because that is a for sure thing right now. Sometimes you gotta wait till it's for sure. Um,
Mhm.
I also have my website, thefashionmermaid.com, as well as you. I have rebranded my website, but now I'm working with like a marketing team, and it's time for me to like redo it from what I've already done. But it's kind of like breaking things out because I have everything that I do on one page, and I need
Mhm.
to kind of like have different platforms. So, but thefashionmermaid.com is my website. The book is on Amazon. The book is on Barnes and Noble. Um, and then I just want to thank you for having me. I want to thank you for providing health and wellness because that is something that we all need. And I really feel like, although COVID had some negative impacts on people, it has really helped people understand what health is and wellness. And so I think that this is beautiful what you're doing. I'm going to definitely support your platform. Um, and yeah, I just thank you so much.
Absolutely. Guys, this has been another segment of I Am Healthy. Remember, I am healthy is a state of mind, it's a state of being. Uh, Remember, you don't have to choose health or wealth in just one area. Your entire life deserves to be healthy. Okay. So you don't got to choose, as Cardi B said. You know what I mean? Have it all. But remember, I am healthy. Yes, yes, yes. Till next time, um, remember, I am healthy and do that. See y'all.